Hey, Shalom, Shalom, and stuff. So, begin no praise to you, but Shem El Shah, but Shem Kakudash. That belongs to the apostles of GMS and honesty, brothers doing the work in truth. What sincerity? This is a quick one. Basically, just speak on just how Jake is scattered, man. We everywhere. Like, today I ran into an old teacher of mine, and basically, just chatting to him. He had his Ammonite wife with him, right? And he just happened to be in the UK, right? Spirit just had me literally run into him near work, right? Happened to be in the UK for a couple of days. Lives over there in the land of Ammon now, right? And the thing is, when he was dealing with, with a woman from another country, he moved down there with her, right? Then, when that flopped over, he went to another country, and that's where he met his Ammonite wife, and then now he's living over there in the land of Ammon, right? And I'll bring that out just to show you that, look, man, Jake travels, man, right? Jake does a lot of shit for that pussy, man. Right, and that's just the realness of the situation. Now, if that's happening in this generation, what's so hard to understand that this was happening in generations before, right? But that just shows you that, look, man, the Lord don't want certain people to get this truth. All right, let me grab that real quick. This is Isaiah 6 and 9. It says, and he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, and understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. Right? Make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert and be healed. Right? So the Lord has it whereby an angels is there basically not letting a man get this truth. Right, because when like I said, you bring it to today's standards, and this is what's going on. But yeah, it seems difficult to perceive for some people. That's why when you read when Yahushua quotes this in Matthew 13, right, he ends up saying that, well, blessed are your eyes for they see, and your ears for they hear, right? Because the majority of people just can't get this truth, man. So Hosea 7 and 8, it says, Ephraim, he hath mixed himself among the people. Ephraim is a cake not turned, right? So now you look at a cake, right? And basically, if you ain't cook it right, that cake will come up, looking all different colors, man. Like you get, darker skinned Ephraimite, you get lighter skinned Ephraimites, but they're still Ephraimites, right? This is an example of this happening in the scriptures, right? Because Jake come in all flavors, all shapes, all sizes. Right, Jake come in all manner of different what do you call it? Shades, man, with different spirits, right? So yeah, you can't be carnal in this thing of ours, man. You got to be spiritual, man. Right, this is a Ruth, right? Ruth 4:13. This is the great grandmother of King David, right? So Ruth. So Boaz took Ruth, and she was his wife. And when he went in unto her, the Yahweh gave her conception, and she bare a son. Right, you read down further, down verse 17 says, and the women that her neighbors gave it a name, saying, there is a son born to Naomi, and they called his name Obed. He is the father of Jesse, the father of David. Right, and you find out where was Naomi, not Naomi, Ruth from. This is verse 10. It says, moreover, Ruth the Moabitess. Right, so this is one of the daughters of Moab. So how do you think was it Obed? Right, how would you think Obed would have come out looking? Right, once again, you got to put yourselves in in these in today's terms. Right, you got to put things in today's term, and basically to see, just really apply your mind, man. Use some common sense. Well, like I gave the example at the top of the story, he ain't the only Jake to have done that, man. You see, all these people do that shit, man. right? You know, a guy will fall in love and then he will move in with his missus. Then his missus is like, oh, you gotta, start eating how I eat. You gotta start doing things how I do things. I worked with one Israelite foreigner. His wife is from Moab land, right? And then I remember he made the statement, "Oh, my wife is so-called Chinese, right? Therefore, I eat everything." Why? Because he's been around his wife, and then he's become what do you call it? He's started picking up her customs. I mean, it's just like, what's so hard to understand? Right? It says 1 Kings 14:21 says, and Rehoboam, the son of Solomon, reigned in Judah. Right? It says Rehoboam was 40 and 1 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 17 years in Jerusalem, the city of which Yahweh did choose out of all the tribes of Israel to put his name there. And his mother's name was Naamah, an Ammonitess. So Rehoboam, right? He once again, how do you think he would have looked? Right? He might have had them chinky eyes. He might have looked like what's her face, Naomi Osaka, man. The thing is, you can tell, you can tell, she's good at. I mean, she's world champions. She's a Jacob, dad's a Levite, right? But you look at her, well, you can see the chinky eyes. You're like, yeah, she's definitely got some gook in her, or whatever, what have you, right? And even among them, you get dark skinned gooks, man. They come in all different shades as well. So how much, is, once again, what's so difficult to understand? Well, it's the Songs of Solomon 1 and 5. It says, I am black but comely, O you daughters of Jerusalem, as the tents of Kedar, as the curtains of Solomon. Right, so our King Solomon, he was a dark man, right? And when you look into this, it's really I am black and comely. When you read this in the Hebrew, right? Which in fact, yeah, it's not really been brought up in a video in a while, right? But as in just a breakdown of this, right? Because in the Hebrew, that word "but" is a "wa," and that "wa" means "and." So it should read "I am black and comely," which means beautiful, right? But once again, his son would have came out looking, a bit more. His like I said, if Rehoboam, if he had this the daughter of Naamah, she would have come out looking somewhat like Naomi Osaka. That's a picture to have in mind, right? This is Lamentations 4 and 8. It says their visage is blacker than a coal. Visage meaning how someone looks. Right, it says they are not known in the streets. Their skin cleaves to their bones. It is withered. It is become like a stick. Right. This is Isaiah 11:11. It says, and it shall come to pass in that day that Yahweh shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria, from Egypt, from Pathros, from Cush, from Elam, from Shinar, from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea. Right, so Israel is scattered all over the world, right? And they go and you in Elam, for example, right? Them so-called East Indians, with the children of Israel, are just gonna be all there, and none of them are gonna look like the people that they're scattered amongst. And no, you can't have a Jake that look like East Indians, right? So-called East Indians anyway, right? You would have some that look like for instance, a lot of them Bengalis, man, right? A lot of them are J. You look into Bollywood, you just got a whole load of niggas up in Hollywood, in Bollywood, man, right, doing nigga shit, right? Hey, scripture says this. This is Romans 8:16. Says the Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High. right? Which is why Apostle Tahar has been, constantly talking about how, if a man can dance, he's a Jake, right? And it's simple because, look, man, heathens ain't got flavor. Heathens ain't got flavor. When you see someone doing something like that, and then them Bollywood dancers, they can dance, man, right? They can dance. So they gotta be Jakes, man. And you're gonna have Jake amongst them. Well, because then you're gonna understand the Lord said this. This is Deuteronomy 7:6. It says, "For thou art holy people unto Yahweh power. Yahweh thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth." Right? That means above in everything. Right? So if you go to a heathen, someone that looks like a heathen, right, and they're what would you call it, the best rapper, right, then that would make the Most High a liar. If they're a heathen, if they're really a heathen, because then that basically shows no distinction between the children of Israel and these heathen nations. But if you see the world's best rapper and he looks like Eminem, then that individual has to be an Israelite, right? Which Eminem is an Israelite. I forgot what the camp that had the whole DC incident. They tried, I think the lead tried to say Eminem ain't an Israelite. And he was like, oh, but the scripture says the spirit beareth witness. No, Eminem, he made songs about, killing his mother, and that's not the spirit of an Israelite. And you just watch it, it's like, do you know the history of Israel? Hey, Jerusalem, thou that killest the prophets, man. Right? How do you think them other niggas be all up in them, they've had to sacrifice people, man. Right? This is Acts 2:5 says, "And there were dwelling at Jerusalem Jews, devout men out of every nation under heaven. Now when this was noised abroad, the multitude came together and were confounded, because that every man heard them speak in his own language. And they were all amazed and marveled, saying one to another, Behold, are not these which speak Galileans? And how we hear every man in our own tongue, which wherein we were born, Parthians and Medes and Elamites, and the dwellers in Mesopotamia and in Judea and Cappadocia and Pontus and Asia, Phrygia and Pamphylia and Egypt and in the parts of Libya about Cyrene, and strangers of Rome, Jews and proselytes, Cretes and Arabians, we do hear them speak in our tongues the wonderful works of the Most High." Right? It's talking about basically you had Jakes, from all these different nations, and they would all look different, man. Right? Hey, man, Jake comes in a 50 Shades of Jake, man. Right? We come looking all these ways, and hey, look, man, it's it's all about confounding those that ain't supposed to get it, which is why they can't get it, because the Lord didn't want them to get it, man. Just deep. That's why you gotta fear the Most High. Alright, but I believe the point's been made. So yeah, until the next time, I'll say, Shalom.